time itself stops. And this is where they're telling their followers, we're going to remove all the evil Illuminati off the earth. And I talked about this last week. When the Lord comes, one of the first things he does is remove all the evil and wicked off the earth. And so their whole thing is a mimic of that. And what I find amusing is they're actually going to go after the New World Order crowd. And this is the justice I've been talking about. When I've talked about how Satan, the first thing he does when he comes to earth is remove, kill all those who helped him get to power. So all these people that are working the New World Order agenda, what fools they are, first of all, because they reject the Most High and the Lord, and second of all, because they believe Satan, that they're going to sit here and rule on earth with him. He's going to kill them all off. I've been saying that as long as I can remember, 8-10 years now, since I started on the Internet. He is going to go after them. The people who were loyal to him are going to be the first ones killed and hauled off. And they have the same plan. These ascended beings, these ascended masters, they're going to come to Earth and haul off the Illuminati. So I find it interesting. At first I thought, well, maybe they're going to come after the Christians, but they do that later because, right now, Christians are kind of serving their agenda. Because these beings are trying to get everybody to think that they're religious people themselves, that they just want to light and love mankind to death. And so Christians they ignore them. They just kind of play along with their agenda for now. They'll go after them later. Because like I've said, with either agenda, it doesn't matter who wins. This fourth dimension New Age or the fourth dimension New World Order, both groups are going to come after the Christians. So it doesn't matter which group wins. But I just thought I'd tell you what's going on, keep you in the know. Just a FYI for your information type things. And so what they plan on doing is killing off all the Illuminati. Now, can they pull this off? Can they actually stop time for 3 to 6 weeks and blah, blah, blah? No. I don't think there's any way in this creation even that God would allow that. And so they're just a bunch of huff and steam right here. But they give you their intentions, what they would like to do. Now, do they do it? I think they will eventually. They'll go after the New World Order crowd if they were to come to power. Yeah, they'll go after them. They'd haul Bush and Cheney off in a light year, and many of these, the whole New World Order faction they've been fighting against, eliminate all of them. And, it's just the way, I've been warning about it for years. Satan would kill off those people. The first thing he does when he comes here is just kill them off, and he would do so through this own faction. Satan runs both factions, folks. He runs the New Age, fourth dimension. He runs the New World Order, fourth dimension. He runs the entire fourth dimension, and so anything that happens under his nose. He has no certain loyalties to anybody. What he certainly doesn't have a loyalty to is human beings, because he hates them all. Whether they're his hybrid children, his serpent seed on earth or not, they're humans. They were created in the image of God, and he hates God. And so he wants to kill all humans. And so they would be the first to go. Any type of human. Certainly. But I find it interesting that they're still hogwashing this whole New Age crowd with stuff, we're going to get rid of all the evil. Going to kill them all off. We're going to have a Earth stasis where everything's going to just stop, and we're going to go through the Earth and clean off everything with a negative energy. And how would they know a negative energy? It's what they're full of, because that's all they are, negative energy beings. They have to have electronics to produce the fake angelic glow that they produce. People have had visions and they've seen angels. They say they've seen Gabriel and glowing as an angel and stuff. It's all electronics. It's all manufactured by them because they don't have a real glow about them. They're dead evil beings, and they mimic God's angels, and so they have to have technological help to do that. And I think that this whole super Hadron collider thing that they've built is going to be one of these aspects of technology that helps them in more ways than one else, not only just helping them target the positive and living force energies of the earth, but also the people, the Lord's people, anybody with the Holy Spirit dwelling inside them. I guess you could look at it that way, because evil energies and evil people don't. And so somehow they can detect people who do have the Holy Spirit residing in them and that they're children of God's. And so getting very down to the just using technology to be able to pick these people out of a crowd, pick these people out of countries. They know exactly who they are because they're going to be able to use this technology that can practically split atoms to find who the Lord's people are. So we're getting up there, We're getting into the end times, especially if this thing starts running in August of this year. And we know that there's going to be earthquakes and economic collapses and everything coming. The only thing it's going to be is a huge fight between the New World Order human faction, the Serpent Seed faction, and these ascended beings, angels faction. These idiots playing themselves as ascended masters and gods, and this whole Capricorn thing. And, last month I warned that there would be a flyover in July. I said there would be a flyover in July. They want to make themselves known. And sure enough, there was a flyover in June out in Texas by the Crawford Ranch, Bush's Ranch. So I found it very interesting. Because they're going to start making their presence more and more known as man's time clock runs down. Actually, it's their own time clock that's running down, and they just can't seem to get their own agendas off the ground. And so basically what we're looking at now is they're still positioning, getting their agendas off, and we're still looking at an increased famine here on Earth. And so we're not only just going to have coming catastrophes, hurricanes and tsunamis hitting both coasts, earthquakes, volcanoes, still working relentlessly, the famine and the plagues. And so we still have those things going on. Just every time you turn around, there's more disasters right ahead. There's always more disasters, a new one coming. So really interesting. Already this year, record numbers of disasters here in America have lost pretty much all of a huge chunk of our bread basket. And if you kill the bread basket, and the largest importers of food in the world can't import, the other nations starve because there's nothing for them to import because we can't export anything. They've destroyed all of our corn fields, our wheat fields, and they took out the rice fields of a couple of nations, and they're just targeting bread baskets all over the world to implement this famine, to get it going. And so people need to be preparing. But I guess that's all I really want to talk about tonight was this Hadron Collider, because so many people ask me about a Hadron Collider, and not something that I feel anything good is going to come out of. I think it's just going to be a huge target, too much control and power into the wrong hands for the people that are operating it, the people behind it. They're going to use it for technology in ways we can't even imagine, and I've always said they've already got technology we can't even imagine. Can you imagine what more they're going to get out of this thing? And I think they're going to be able to use it to target the Lord's people. It's just going to be a way of targeting living energy, and they're going to see it. If you're looking at people today, some people you look at, they just have dead eyes. They're dead, and the eyes are the mirror of a soul. And so you already have pretty much dead and alive humans. So they're somehow going to be able to target. They're going to be able to target who has the Holy Spirit in them, the Lord's people. They're going to try to suppress the living and life force energies of the earth, to destroy the earth. And I just don't see how they can do that as long as we keep the orgone out there. Because even if they destroyed every plant on this planet and everything green and everything pretty and everything alive, we've still got that orgone out there that will keep churning and churning and churning. It's automated orgone. It's endless energy. They cannot find it. They cannot destroy it. And so as long as we do our part and get that orgone out there, they can't successfully ever pull off their plans of destroying all the living energy off the earth. They can't do it. They can't do it. And so